Yo, Tone, we're live
We're
on
back.
X. I tried to do TikTok too. I just couldn't do it. I didn't have time. It had me jumping through some hoops, but whatever. So we are live on X, and we'll see who pops in. I talked to our man at Sports Day Trader. He's getting ready for a trip,
I
so he
saw.
may or may not pop on. And yeah, you got a new little LL Bean multicolored shirt there.
I have the window open. This morning, I left the window open all night because I love this time of year. Fresh air,
Yeah,
finally. I woke up, I was freezing my ass off,
I
and
understand.
it was still chilly. I had a t-shirt on. So I'm like, yeah, I'll throw this on. Then I had a cup of tea. Now this is the last thing I want to have on. I'm dying in
Makes
here.
sense.
But yeah, we'll soldier through it, as they say.
Yeah, I think you can do it.
Yeah, I'll
Man
make it.
of your talents.
Yeah. So, all right, let's what do you want to start? You want to start with the Eagles
I
Giants?
honestly, Tone, I am run ragged. I was out
All
late
right,
night
I
last night.
got
I
you.
ran around. So just hit me with it. I have to look at my card because I did a few things college earlier. The NFL's unfun to me.
I got a
So I had a
baseball.
couple.
Go ahead.
No, I said I have a couple college things that
Okay.
I liked. We'll see what you think. I know I was early enough. Thus far, the majority have moved my direction. Good. Doesn't mean
Okay.
a whole lot, generally speaking, but it's
Doesn't
at
hurt.
least on the pot, doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. So
I'll have a an MLB bet for everyone when we get there. But let's talk about this Giants Eagles game. Now,
let's do it.
what I've noticed in the last, I don't know, 3 weeks or so, not all the favorites, but all the public sides have been getting destroyed. There's been few and far between winners, albeit, what is this, week 5, Joe? Is that where we're at?
Yeah.
Week 6,
Yes.
whatever the hell it
Or
is.
six, whatever.
All right. So, look, this Philly line, it's all public money to the tune of probably 80% is public money, tickets and money. So if the books thought they had a bad number up, so in essence, you're laying 10 here. This is the NFL. At 7.5, for me, I'm not betting the game. I have better bets that I already made. But for me, it's the Giants or nothing here. I know it sounds crazy, and the Eagles are better on paper, and this and that. Um, Look, this line would be 10 if the books felt exposed at 7 or 7.5. This line would be 10. Now at 7.5, you're in essence laying 10 anyway, for the most part. Could there be a two
Understood.
2 point play in there? Sure, there could. Is it going to make the percentage that it's going to hit on that on say 8 or 9? It's not a large percentage. So for me, it would be the Giants or nothing here. Let me just take a look at some injuries while I got you here.
Sure.
Um,
I'm not going anywhere.
yeah, where you going? You're
I
stuck
am
with me for a while.
captive. I'm a captive audience. I am the definition of a captive audience.
I didn't. I went down south the other day, and the general apparently needs more leeway to make a meeting to get a
Down,
meeting together.
honestly, people from here, it's so funny. When you say down south, like you went
Down the shore, how's that?
you went to Belmar, New Jersey.
Hey, that's about as far down
I
south
have
as
to
I'm
drive
going.
an hour north in New Jersey to get to
That's
Belmar, which
right.
is you're down south.
Yeah,
Where do I live? Columbia?
you're in South America, pretty much. All right. Eagles. Grant Calcaterra, tight end. Oblique's out. Jalen Carter, big loss for the Giants. He's questionable. He's not out as of yet. Questionable to play tonight. That's a big loss. They don't. I'm sorry. Uh, that's the Eagles' D tackle, Jalen Carter. Landon Dickerson, that's a guard for the Eagles. He's out. N'Kobe Dean, another linebacker. He's available for the Eagles. Saquon Barkley is available. And Nolan Smith, he's on IR. Let's see what the Giants. So that they have some significant. If Carter doesn't play, that's going to be a big minus for the Eagles. I can tell you that. Uh, the Giants, Darius Slayton is out. Big loss for the Giants. Tyrone Tracy, is going to play for the Giants. It's their running back. Jackson Dart is going to start tonight, from all looks of it. Demetrius Flanagan Foles. Jesus. Any of these names going to get any easier anytime soon?
That's not that hard. I mean,
Not
it's
bad, not bad.
hyphenated.
He's a linebacker of the Giants, questionable. Jermaine, forget about the last name there. Ella Mooner, offensive lineman, questionable to play Thursday. Malik Neighbors is out for the season, and Micah McFadden is out indefinitely. That's the injuries for tonight's game.
Although going back to the Calcaterra injury, you mispronounce. It's oblique.
Is it real? No, it's not.
No. It's a Jack. It's from Sopranos. Jackie Aprile. He's dating. He goes, "What's oblique?" And she's like, "You're a fucking retard."
I love that show.
It's so good. I watch it. I probably watch it 3 times. I've watched the Pine Barrens episode.
It's great.
25 times.
It's a great episode. It really is. That's terrific. I miss shows like that. There's a lot of them. We could go down the list, but
The Wire. The Wire is one of my favorites. I've watched that multiple times.
Yeah, The Wire was good. All right, so here's the lowdown with this game. The Eagles are 7.5 everywhere except Circa, which takes more money than anyone else. That should tell you something. And the Forex Exchange, which has some sharp guys on it.
Well, what's that at Circa?
Circa 7. Everywhere else is 7.5. 7.
That makes sense.
7 minus 15.
Okay.
So for me, now the Giants are juiced at plus 7.5, minus $1.15. It's worth an extra 5 cents if you can get it. I don't necessarily want to lay 20 cents plus 7.5, but I'm gonna end up betting this game just because I'm gonna bet it. I am. I'm talking myself into it as we watch this, as you watch this.
I get
it. So yeah, it'll be the Giants plus 7.5. Best price, Pinnacle always has reduced. Jazz, that's Yo Pig on the street, minus $1.13. It's a good price. FanDuel, of course, is going to be the highest, plus 7.5, minus $1.18. They're overpriced, clearly. Hard Rock, if you bet there, I can't pull that up right now for some reason. Let's see some of the other regulateds, and then we'll go offshore. Bovada. Well, let's go to Bet Rivers. Give me one. Okay. Bet Rivers is minus $1.17 on the plus 7.5. Bet MGM is. Oh, this thing's giving me agita already, huh? This is what happens when you do stuff live. Just when you think everything should work, nothing works.
Listen, I understand.
All right, so that's frozen there. We'll leave that alone for now. Let me refresh this. I got to refresh it. I can't see half the screen. It comes, the line history comes out on a side tab from the right of the screen, and it kind of blocks a few of the books I'm looking at. All right, where were we? Let's scroll back here.
You had left off at Bovada.
Yeah, Bovada is 7.5 plus 7.5 minus 0.5. That's currently the best price.
Yeah.
Bet Rivers plus 7.5 minus 17. Bet MGM plus 7.5 minus $1.10. It's a good price for a regulated book. DraftKings is down to 7, plus 7 even on the Giants. Offshore, if this freezes again. Okay. Heritage is, come on, baby. Ugh. All right, Heritage is plus 7.5 minus $1.13. And let's see what else we got. Superbook plus 7.5 minus $1.10. The exchange Profit X, if you bet there. If I could pull it up, maybe. It's not working. All right, skip that. That's pretty much those are the ones I wanted to take a look at anyway.
Well, it makes
So you,
sense. I
go
mean,
ahead.
that's the consensus. The consensus is 7.5.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you can get better, you can get better prices. Obviously, you're going to shop. Obviously, all those outs aren't available to everybody. But I
Hmm.
mean, getting back to that game, I think your point's pretty astute. I suppose the 7.5 might as well be 10. And if they're not moving it, it's one side only. It's the Giants or nothing.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been 7.5 all week. A little slip to 7 at Circa I mentioned at per head, and I thought there was one other at 7 at Bookie AG. That's in Antigua, 7 even, and that's the on DraftKings 7 even as well. So those are the major outs, if you will. The total open 42.5 at Circa, down to 40.5. Open 40.5 really. I'm sorry, 41.5 under 19 at everywhere else other than Circa. It's down to 40.5. So there's some under money coming. I'd leave that alone. I wouldn't touch it. So that's it for Thursday night football, NFL style anyway. Let's go to the college card. Louisiana Tech. This is kind of interesting. This is all the public's on Louisiana Tech. The sharps are clearly on Kennesaw State. The line opened 6.5 minus 19 Louisiana Tech, and it was at 6 for quite a while this week. It just today, late morning, it went down. They took the 6 plus 6 minus $1.10. Now it's down to 5.5. Some fives as well at 411 at 4x wager per head, and those are the Bet Limon. I'm not familiar with them, but it's clear. It's a clear take on the dog. You can't bet it now. It's 6 or 6.5 or nothing on the plus side. So we leave that alone. I have 2 bets tonight. I'll give you one of them. This Tulane East Carolina game. I think East Carolina can win this game outright. Honestly, I think the number's a bit high. With that being said, the 6.5 doesn't interest me at all. If it was 7 or 7.5, it'd be an automatic take for me on East Carolina. So what I did, I bet the first half, East Carolina plus 3.5, minus, where's my sheet? East Carolina plus 3.5 minus $1.08 average. A couple $1.06s in there, $1.07, $1.10. They're all mixed in. The average at minus 108. That's East Carolina plus 3.5 first half, minus $1.08 average. Southern Miss and then Georgia Southern. Not a lot here. I did make a bet. I'll keep that one in my pocket. Jacksonville State, Sam Houston State. I don't know. They're actually betting Sam Houston State. I can't bet that team, not from what I've seen. And the Sharps, every time they're on this team, they lose. I don't think they want to bet yet with this team, but they keep going after it, and I don't see any reason to throw good money after bad. This is not a very bad team. Very bad team. They play no defense. Their offense is almost as bad, but their defense is really problematic. They can't stop anyone. So I leave that game alone. I do have, let's see, I'll give you a baseball bet. I didn't bet this game, but I looked at it. I know the side that's being bet. I bet a prop, which I'm keeping. If you want this stuff, go to TonyCSports.com. Milwaukee's getting all the money. This is a big sharp side today. Cubs open $1.13. The Brewers now up to $1.14, $1.20 at FanDuel, $1.13-ish everywhere else. That's with the switch to Peralta starting. He's clearly their ace. So the Sharps are betting that he closed. Is this a 2-1? What's the series, Joe? The Cubs series.
I gotta look.
Take a look.
Oh yeah.
I got it. Hold on. Where is it now? Cubs
2-1.
2-1.
2-1.
Milwaukee, right?
908 first pitch.
Yeah. So
Good thing
Sure
they
up
put those lights in 40 years ago.
no kidding. So yeah, it's the Brewers getting all the money. See what the public's on. Yeah, it's about this is a 50-50 game with all the sharp money on the Brewers.
My man, Russell. He just said, "What's up, boys?" That's all.
What's up, Russell? How are you? Hope you're doing well. We'll make some money tonight for you. All right, let's let's run down some of the college games for Saturday.
Yeah.
Take a look at that.
So now I have, this was tough for me. I have
Go ahead, you go first.
no. What I'm
I'm gonna
saying
finish
is that
my tea if you don't mind.
yeah, please feel free. I'm going down on the chronological order, and then you got the rotation numbers, so that it get a little. I got to bounce back and forth, obviously.
No, I'll
So,
change. You want me to change it?
no, it's fine. Either way, if you can just change it to the times and
Yeah,
then
I'll
go
change the
down that
time.
way,
It's
then I can
done.
stay with you a little bit better. Oh, perfect.
Okay, good.
Look
We're
at
done.
you. You're like a tech whiz.
Yeah, I clicked on a tab called time.
All right.
Solving problems daily, Joe. That's what
Yeah,
I do.
that's what you. I like it.
Cause a lot too.
Oh, so I just saw this thing. I got the ESPN scoreboard up. I'm just looking at the thing. I see on the side FSU's Ethan Pritchard out of hospital after being shot in the head. What? So
You
he was
know,
shot in the head 6 weeks ago while driving his aunt home. I said aunt for a reason.
I heard about this. I
Yeah.
heard
So
about it and I read it and I forgot about it. But yeah,
it was before. I guess it was before the season started, or nearly right before the season. Interesting. I'm
terrible.
glad he's well.
Yeah, same here. It's very fortunate. Very fortunate. He might want to consider changing friends. Just saying. You know, usually stuff like that doesn't happen by accident. Just saying. So trust me, I know. Change of friends and venue sometimes does a world of good. Keeps you safe anyway. All right. So what do you got? Who you like this week?
Well, I didn't know you were throwing us home. Now I got to
All
look.
right. I'll go first then.
Now I got to look.
I'm telling you the way I'm approaching it. I'm doing something a little different this week. I think. A lot of these games, I just let go because I wanted to see where the number was headed. It may be a lot of second half bets today, Saturday rather.
Yeah, understood.
That's what I'm looking to do, and I'll give you an example. Let me just scroll down. All right, this is an easy one here. So Toledo opened 8, up to 10.5, 11. Anything over 10 is dead. Now you're laying 14, 13 at the least, usually probably more 14. I look at games like this, I tend to throw out the field goal and go more with touchdowns. And if a field goal happens, it happens. Not a big deal. Yeah, you're laying, in essence, 14 here now. And that's way too high for me. So what I'm going to look at, this is just one of the games. If this gets down, let's say, I had an interesting stat, if I can find it. I was looking at the college card and I'm saying, you know what? I wonder how many of these games the home team scores first.
Okay.
And the number is astronomical. I wasn't going to give this away, but don't say Uncle Tony never gave you anything. The number is ridiculous. The number that I pulled was, if I can find it, I went into chat and I asked it to give me the number of college games where the home team scored first. What it gave me was the number of times the home team won the first quarter, which
Okay.
you could take that for what it's worth.
Right.
And if I can
Understood.
find it, it was over 70%. So I'm going to assume that the home team scores over 75% of the time in these, scores first, over 75% of the time in these games. Now, I maybe have the wrong number, but what it gave me was, it was upper 60s, 70% that the home team is winning the first quarter. So it's something to keep an eye on, certainly. Um, I'm a little frazzled because now I got 4 sports that I'm working on. I started a little tweak on an NHL model, and the problem I'm having is that the live scraping feature won't work in AI. And I found that when I have it build an Excel sheet, it doesn't work as well off the platform. It's very sketchy, and the information doesn't doesn't compute properly. So I'm working on that because I plan on betting more hockey this year.
Yeah.
Um,
Russell's happy to hear that.
I saw that. You stick around, Russell. I'm just getting warmed up. But with the 4 sports, that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work this time of year.
Yeah, just wait. It'll be 5 real quick and
I
6
know.
even quicker.
Well, you got NBA, NFL, college, 2 sports, NHL. Yeah, I need some help. Anybody who wants to help out, let me know. I could use all the eyes I can get. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah, let's run down, take a look at Saturday a little bit.
So, since you did it, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you my card,
Go ahead.
right? So, this is my college card. It's my college card. It's not Tony's college card. Caveat: Arizona State +6, Boston College +14, Michigan +2.5, Tennessee -12 and a
All right,
half.
hold on. Maybe the guys want to write these down.
Well, I was just going to do them real fast. I mean, again,
We
this
got
is me.
time.
This isn't Tony. This isn't Tony. Arizona State +6, and you can do these, and you can look up to Boston, BC +14, Michigan +2.5, Tennessee Vols -12.5, Pitt Panthers +10.5, San Jose State -1.5, Nebraska -5.5, NC State bad number +22.5, and that's my college card as of yet. I like to just do a little early stuff during the week.
Mm-hmm.
Hope the sentiment's kind of with me, and for the most part, the moves have been positive, with the exception of the suspect. Um, what the hell is it? NC State bet, but
Okay.
you know, we'll see. I mean, I think part of my logic there was only uh, it didn't since Notre Dame didn't lump up like I thought they were going to. SMU,
Right.
they were 21. I thought they were going to have it, or not SMU. It was Boise State. My bad. Um, I don't know. That for me, I was just like, huh. It just gave me a little pause, and obviously it's a bad number now. I mean, it'll probably go to 24 or more.
Yeah, this the Nebraska game you mentioned.
Hmm.
So 5.5 is a good number. Anything
Yeah.
below 6 would be good. At 6.5, Maryland's all public at the moment. So what I want to do is, and this is kind of akin to what I mentioned about the home team scoring first. If Maryland scores first in this game, and it's not going down to 3, but it will go down to 5, and it'll get me below 6, and then I'll lay Nebraska at that point.
Yeah.
That makes sense? I don't
Yeah.
want to lay 6. I definitely don't want to lay 6.5, but I'll
Sure.
lay 5. So that's what I'm looking. I wrote this stuff down. I made little notes, at different points in the game, what I'm looking for. So I think I'm going to approach a lot of this card. I have a few bets for Saturday. I might could give you this one. You can't bet it now anyway. It's you can't lay. I bet Houston -13.5. They're up to 14.5. You can't bet it at 14.5. You can do whatever you want, but I'm just telling you, I wouldn't. I laid 13.5 for a reason, and I think you know what that reason is by now. It's below 2 touchdowns. I figured it would go up. I saw 14s popping up. So I couldn't even get this out because I only had the 13.5 at one place. And, I wasn't going to give the guys 14 and 14.5 because I don't want people to get in the habit of laying bad numbers because that's what separates winners and losers in this game. You know, when you say, man, it's only 14, it's only 14 and a half, they're going to win by 21. No, I'm trying to break that attitude and tell you
Yeah.
how this business really works, not that nonsense that you hear online from these guys that run their mouth all day long. All right. There was another couple games here that I was looking at. Let's find my sheet here. Yeah, so I wrote down, I bet this game two ways, this Nebraska game. Let's say Nebraska scores first. Then you'll get Maryland plus 10 or better. Now you can bet Maryland plus 10. And let's say they come back and score Maryland. Now you can lay 6.5 on Nebraska again. You have a nice middle. That's the way to bet this stuff. Games like this, you know,
Yep.
rivalries, big matchups. That's the way we want to bet this stuff. That's the way. That's why you'll see this Houston game. It's not going to be today, but you can bet Saturday. There's going to be guys lining up to take that plus 14.5. So always be cognizant of the number that you either want to lay or you want to take. And aside from that, price. So what did I lay? I wrote some. Okay. So Georgia Southern. Let's take tonight's game. I'll give you an example. Georgia Southern at +3 minus 105. It's 52% you win. 52.3% you're a winner. 52% you're a winner. At +3.5 minus $1.20. Now you got to hit 2% more. It don't sound like a lot, but if you do that every game, an extra 2%, you add on to the tax. You pay a tax every game. You're going to be underwater by the end of the season. It's just very difficult to beat. Can you hit 55%? You hit 56%? You got to be really good. Really good. I mean, I hit 56, sometimes 57, but it didn't happen overnight. I can tell you that. And if you can hit that high, then then you should already know about pricing. Just be real careful of that stuff. Don't listen to these talking heads and these touts that, lay $1.50. Now, I'll lay $1.50 on a prop if, let's say, a pitcher's out prop. I lay $1.50 at one place that has 10.5 outs, and another place I'll lay another place has 9.5 outs. Well, if I can get an extra out, which is huge, then I'll lay $1.50 on something like that at two different out prices. If that makes sense. But other than that, just to make a bet, I'm not paying a tax to lay a bet. You can't do it. You can't do it. You could do it, but you're going to lose money. All right, let's see what else is on here.
There's a lot on here.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Here's another game. I went over that one already. All right, let's go
hold
down.
on. Do you want to do before we go in any further? Do you want to do Friday, tomorrow night's games? If there's anything.
I did. Oh, I didn't. Okay. Yeah, let's look at tomorrow's
South Florida, North Texas, Rutgers,
okay.
Washington, Fresno State, Colorado State. I know our friend at Sports Day Trader Boyd is a big Colorado State guy.
Okay.
I think it's where he went to school.
Oh, really? Okay. He's out that way, right? Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So Fresno and let's do South Florida, North Texas first.
Mm-hmm.
The line opened North Texas 1.5. Opened to pick at circa. There's some money coming in on South Florida, -1. And there's still plenty of -1s on North Texas. This is this is a 50-50 game. This is a no bet. Just judging by the line action, there's nothing going on here for me. Fresno State and Colorado State. This game opened Fresno -7 at circa, 6.5 everywhere else. It's pretty steady. It's still 6.5 with a little juice thrown on at FanDuel. 6.5 flat, most other spots. Now the total is what's interesting here. This is all public over money, all of it. And what's happening? Well, the line went up to from 45.5 to 47 is a meaningless move. It means nothing. The only thing this is doing is reflecting public money that's coming in. That's all this is. So for me, I'll leave it alone and see where it goes. I don't think it's getting any higher than this. I already see the Hard Rock's down to 46.5. There's some 47s popping up. This would be if these numbers, if the public keeps pouring in on the over, I'll be on the under for sure. I don't see, even for them to open 45.5, 45.5 is not exactly 49, but it's relatively important. 47, the point and a half, 2 points between 45.5 and 47 or 47.5, meaningless, totally meaningless. So that's going to be. I'll look to bet the under there. What I may do, I may bet it. Not live. I may look for a second half there as well. We'll cross that bridge when we get there tomorrow night. But as of now, I would lean under there, just for the reasons that I stated. Rutgers and Washington. Washington open 9 at Circa, 10.5 everywhere else. Circa, that's when I mentioned the Circa numbers, they were on a price discovery that number will be there for, when they put a number up like 9, it'll get bet within a minute and then they'll move it. So they got bet on the 5th, 135 at -9 and 135.47. It was 10.5. So
Wow.
yeah. So they didn't even stop at 10. They went right to 10.5, which is smart. Now it's been bouncing between 10.5, 11 popped up for a second, meaningless. 10.5 down to 9.5 yesterday on the 5th at 2:50 in the afternoon, and it's mostly 10s. So it's pretty much leveled off at 10. There are some 10.5s. The dog is juiced minus $1.15 at FanDuel and pretty much everywhere else. Again, Pinnacle will always have a reduced line on this stuff, reduced price on these games. For me, I don't know, line looks a little high to me. I wish I could get the general on. He knows everything about Rutgers.
Oh, I know he does.
Everything. So this looks like an over bet. Gun to my head. I'm not going to bet the game, but gun to my head right now, it would be an over 60.5. They opened 59.5, which is through a key number already. If they wanted to shade this for an under, they would have left it at 59. Would have never went to 50. They would have certainly never opened it at 50.5, 59.5. Circa opened 60.5. So yeah, this is an over bet or nothing for me. I'm not going to bet it. If I do, it'll be very small. This is not a big bet. Would not be a big bet for me. Let's go to Saturday and see what we can find down there. I got to think this Cincinnati open 10.5. It's 10.5. Couple of 11s, 11.5. This is based off their game last week. I think the number's too high, to be honest with you. I'm going to wait. Again, I mentioned I'd prefer at this point of the season, I don't mind betting live or even a second half, because once you lock in pre-game, you're locked in. Now you got to chase. If you're on the wrong side, now you got to chase a price, which I don't do.
Yeah.
So I know everybody wants a bet. They want to have a bet in going Saturday morning. They want to bet. I'm not betting for action. This is money, and I don't mind waiting for live bets or second half bets. Sometimes you can improve your position. Now, pregame, once you're in, you're in. And if you're upside down, then you have a problem. Then you got to chase and you got to wait. I want to make a bet and leave it alone. If it's something I like during the week, which I was betting earlier, the previous weeks, betting earlier in the week.
Yeah,
I didn't do that this week because I know these numbers are far better than they were in week 1, 2, and 3. Because
agreed.
now teams are playing real teams. So yeah, I think bet 105's at 11.5 with the dog juiced, pretty heavy. I would assume. Let's see, minus $1.17 plus 11.5. It's a meaningless number. As is 11. The number's 10.5. And I see a couple of ESPN and Bovada are taking bets at 10.5 now. So yeah, I think the number's too high. I didn't get to do it this week. I wanted to do a day in the life. This is pretty much what it is. This is really what it is. I'm talking to
Riveting
you,
shit.
but I would be talking to myself at this point.
I do it all day.
It's just how I do things. If I have to have a conversation with myself and give me, and talk about the pluses and minuses of a bet that I'm thinking of making, that's the way I do it. It's worked this far, so I'm not going to change it now. UAB and Florida Atlantic, Army, Charlotte, nothing there. Lafayette and James Mad, Marshall and ODU. Marshall's not a good team. Let's see what's getting bad here.
The game I can't wait for is UMass at Kent State.
Don't tell them they're not playing this week, are they?
Yeah,
They
sort of
should. They should. They should
Kent
be
State's
playing.
2.5.
That may be the only game that nobody wants to win. Certainly nobody wants to watch it.
Yeah, that's for sure. There's a bunch of good games though that like to watch. I mean, whether they're bettable with an edge, I don't know, but there's quite a few,
I'll give you let me give you some of the public stuff, so then you can make a decision that way. Penn State minus 21.5, huge public side, all public money. Let's see, Wisconsin public money against Iowa. Iowa's minus 3. Hasn't moved all week. I haven't seen a lot from Wisconsin. They were on a sheet last week. Did I bet them? I don't even remember. I don't think I did. I marked it off.
I don't recall.
I don't remember either. I don't remember what I did yesterday, so. Barely. Michigan State, UCLA. Yeah, Michigan State looks like well, they're getting money, so it's 50-50. Let's see what this opened at. Michigan State opened 7.5. It's still 7.5. That's a 50-50 type of game. Money's going to come on. Go ahead.
A little letdown spot for the Bruins after that big win last week.
You would think. I mean, hey, Penn State's they lost. I don't think they've covered a game yet, have they?
That's a good question.
I don't believe they have. I don't believe they have.
Did. I watched. They were lucky, in my opinion, against Oregon because they were real close to losing that game by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Real close.
It's a funny kind of team this year. A lot of talent, as usual.
Oh, there's plenty of NFL guys on that squad.
Oh, yeah.
I say plenty. You know what I'm saying.
There's enough. There's enough that they shouldn't lose to UCLA, I'll tell you that.
That's for damn sure.
How about our friend Bill Belichick? Good God. I have to find out. It'll come out. What does this thing have on him? She's vicious, man. I'll tell you what. I've been with young women like her, not her age, but in their 30s. And that's young enough for me. Trust me, I'm an old fuck. But she's a vicious woman. She really is. And she's got something on this guy. You could bet. And it'll come out eventually. There's not a man on the face of the earth that will put up with that bullshit.
It seems crazy. It
No
just
way.
seems crazy.
Not a guy
Little
with that kind of money. Go
side
ahead.
note, I nearly hit a golf ball into Bill Belichick's house, his now ex-wife's house, this
Yeah.
during Easter. The golf course was covered with houses. I couldn't, all I could see was houses. And I hit a piss missile thin wedge. And I went, and my sister-in-law I was playing with, she's a member there, and she's like, that's Bill Belichick's house.
So you caused all of this.
uh,
Yeah,
you know,
that
it's funny though that I saw Bill Belichick when I was down in Florida. He was
you
walking
told
with
me that.
her. Or he was walking with her, and I'm trying to get my brother-in-law and the kids' attention. And then all he yelled was, I said, dude, you didn't see it. He walked right past you. They're like, I didn't see it. I go, it's Bill Belichick. And he's like, he just turned around and yells, go birds.
Yeah, she's vicious, man, for real. And I don't have anywhere near Bill Belichick money, I'll tell you that. But I went for a lot of money on Young. Forget it. And they have no problem taking money. None at all. He's in big trouble, this guy. He's in big trouble. And she's got something on him for sure. I can't wait to see what it is because I don't know, I don't want to get too deep, but
Too late.
I think I already
Too
got too deep,
late.
didn't I?
Yeah, we're talking about Bill Belichick's girlfriend, for fuck's
I
sakes.
know. I know. I should have such problems. Anyway, all right. Where was I? Clemson and Boston College.
Yeah, that's
Open
on my
9.5,
card.
up to 10.5. All Clemson, public heavy. The number 13 up to 14.5. All right. So there's guys lining up that will take that plus 14.5 because now Clemson, they won a game and now they're world beaters all of a sudden. The public hated them 2 weeks ago. But now that they won a game, and Boston College is not a good team. But it's a lot of points to be laying on the road. And I don't think they're that good just because they won a game. I wouldn't touch it. Pitt and Florida State, 9.5 to 10. 10. Did we talk about that already? This is going to be
Which
all
one?
public. Florida State,
No.
that's going to be all public money, I would imagine. That's a 50-50 with money coming in on money's going to come in on Pitt at plus 10.5. Iowa, Wisconsin, we talked about. Michigan State, we talked about. Toledo, Bowling Green, we talked about. Texas Tech and Kansas. This is probably one of the biggest public bets. Texas Tech of the weekend. All public money. This line hasn't moved a drop. The public don't move lines. Let's just call it what it is. Texas Tech open 14. This is all Texas Tech money. It actually went down at some places to 14. If this is 14.5 on the weekend, I'll be betting Kansas plus 14
Yeah.
and a half or more.
Rock chalk.
Yeah, you can't bet these teams. These public sides, forget it. You got no shot. Alabama, Missouri. Bama open 4 down to 3. This might be a little different than this is a 50-50 kind of game. There's nothing really there. Hasn't moved all week. Ole Miss and Washington State. Washington State. I'm sorry, Ole Miss open 33. This is not a good Washington State team, clearly. I'm not laying
Oh,
30, 32, 32 and a half. Forget that. Especially with a 57.5 point total. No, no, thank you. Iowa State and Colorado. Here's another one. This is all public. Iowa State. The number doesn't appeal to me at the moment. At 2.5, open 4.5, down at 2.5. The sharps scooped this right up at 4.5, 3.5, 3. So this will be another case of looking to improve my position, looking to improve a position. If
right.
I can I need 3.5 or more to bet this game, plus three and a
Sure.
half or more. Then I'll take a look at it and maybe make a bet. Arizona State, Utah. Utah is 5.5. Open 6 down to 5.5. Utah's got a good team, but this may be a little heavy-handed. If it went to, if it got over to 6.5, I'd take a shot at Arizona State. 7, it would be an automatic bet on Arizona State plus 7.
I took that shot.
Yeah. What did you get?
6.5.
Okay. Yeah, 6.5 should do it. This is all about numbers. If you haven't noticed yet, you know the way I do things. I don't know 5 players on all these teams combined. I still make money. None of that stuff matters. Now, if you're talking props, even that doesn't matter. Props is about finding a price, comparing books, finding where action is coming in, where bets are coming in, and improving. I mentioned the outs prop. You can find that with anything, passing yards. More so in the prop market than the straight market for sure. You'll find discrepancies. Just compare books. If you can find, sometimes the passing yards props are off 10, 20 yards. It's a big deal. That's a big deal. If you do that enough over time, get the best number at the best price, you'll make money. You'll make money for sure, especially with props. They're easy to beat. I gave out 15 props. 15, 2 in the NFL, 14 in bases. I hit, 14 of them. What's 14 and 2? Something like that.
Sounds right.
Yeah. They're easy to beat. All these guys tell you, I want to show you how the hard work they do. That's why touts, by the way, don't give out any for the most part, a lot of mainline stuff because they can't beat it. They give out a lot of props because they're easy to beat. All right. Ohio State, Colorado, Utah. Boise, New Mexico, rather, opened 16 and a half. Boise's going to be a public side. No, it's 50-50. I'm sorry, Boise is a big public side. I looked at the wrong game. Yeah, so this game at 17, I take New Mexico. Nothing below that.
Yeah.
USC, Michigan, Joe mentioned, 50-50 game. Opened, let me scroll back here. Opened 2.5, still 2.5 all week, hasn't moved. I'll leave that one alone for now. BYU, Arizona. BYU opened 1.5. I'm sorry. 1.5. It's steady. Is a 2 at low vig, -2. There's nothing really there for me. 2 good teams. I think BYU is a bit better. The public will be on Arizona for sure.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the home team getting points.
Yeah, fair enough.
We'll revisit that. See what the number is on maybe tomorrow or certainly Saturday. Troy, Texas State, don't care. Arkansas, Tennessee, I don't.
No, why would you?
It's not
I'd
like I
question
don't care, but I don't.
Yeah, I'd question your sanity if you did.
That's not a game I'm concerned myself with. Arkansas, Tennessee, this is a good game. Tennessee opened 13.5, down to 12.5. No good at that number at all. Not good enough to take. If it got back to 13.5, 14, I definitely bet Arkansas.
I'm not looking at Arkansas a little bit.
No?
Not a little bit. Nope.
All right. We'll
not
see.
saying I'm in love with Tennessee.
Right.
But
no. A&M in Florida. This is a game that interests me. Did I bet this game yet? I think I might have. I did not. No. All right. So A&M opened 8.5.
Hey, Tone.
Yes.
Start over on that
With
one.
what?
Florida A&M. Florida A&M.
Okay. A&M opened 8.5 -0.5. Down to 8 -10. There's a 7.5 juiced at Pinnacle. -7.5 -0.2 at FanDuel. The 8 is meaningless unless you want to start figuring in 2-point plays in that. And if you do that, you're going to pull your hair out before long. For me, this is a game I want a better number. I think Florida can hang with this team, believe it or not. Just a very tough place to play. Really tough place to play. Very loud. And it's just a tough road game to play. So this, for me, I'm going to wait and see. I want to see if A&M scores first. This game will go to 10. I'll take Florida plus 10 all day long. How's that? That's what I'm looking to do with that. South Carolina LSU. This is, the money's 50-50. This is all public though on LSU. 10 down to 9.5. I'm not taking any less than 10 on South Carolina. Ideally, plus 10.5. So this is a wait and see for Saturday. And we're going to do something live on Saturday, Joe.
Yeah,
You're not
later in
coming
the
late.
day.
Later in the day.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got a tea time in Delaware.
All right.
So I got I don't know. I forget what time it is.
All right. So if I get real ambitious, I'll come on early. We'll do an early show and then we'll do a late show, Joe and I,
Sure.
when he gets back. All right. Ohio State, Illinois. Ohio State open 14.5. Still 14.5. Some 14s popping up. This is kind of a 50-50 type of game. Doesn't really interest me at the moment. The total opened 51 down to 50.5. I'm not interested there. SMU and Stanford. Stanford, this is 2 years in a row. I thought they'd be better this year. Hasn't happened. No good. SMU laying 18.5. Kind of a weird number.
I
It's a
agree.
lot of public on that. I'm not going to touch just because of the number. If this number were to get Circa open 20, and I'm pretty sure that probably got scooped up in about 2 seconds. That's what I would do. Yeah, 158. They opened 20. They pulled it down 158 in 14 seconds, and they went right to 18. So 20 is the number. I'm not taking any less than that. If it were to get to 20 live, when I say live, I'm not talking about halftime. I'm talking about, let's say, you get a score from SMU in the first 5 minutes of the game. They come down, first possession, they score. This game will go right to 20. Then I'll take, I'm sorry, do I have the right game? Is this the SMU we're talking about?
Was.
It was. All right. That's what
It
happens when you got to
was.
bet 4 sports at the same time. It's not easy. You know what? I don't like that Stanford team at all. I'm not going to bet that night. You have to be 21 minimum for me
Yeah.
to look at it. I don't like that team. Let's
I'm
forget
glad you
that.
came to your senses.
Yeah, thank you. Nebraska, we talked about. Houston, I talked
Briefly,
about.
yeah.
Yeah. I'd bet that 2 ways. I want to wait. See if Maryland scores first. I'll take Maryland plus 10. And then on the other side, I'll lay 6 or less with Nebraska and set up a middle like that. Rice and UTSA. That game is not of interest. Kansas State, TCU. It's a pretty good game here.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I kind of lean Kansas State side there.
Yeah, it's 50-50, but the points don't really attract me. This would be a money line bet for me if I could get the
Sure.
right price. And when I say the right price, I need I don't know, $1.10 or more, plus $1.10 or more at the current number.
Yeah,
This could all change. This could go to Kansas State minus 1.5 by Saturday.
I
So that's
agree.
a wait and see. But plus 110, 115, I'd bet Kansas State. NC State, Notre Dame. Joe's on the dog here.
At a less than ideal number, frankly.
Yeah, well,
But
for this 23.5. If you give me 24, I'll take a shot with NC State. I'm not betting 23.5. Just because why would I? It's a half below a key number. I'd wait. It's a wait and see. Did we talk about Oregon and Indiana?
We have not. I'm always waiting for you to get there.
Okay.
I didn't want to rush you.
Here's the problem with this game.
There's three of the big games: Indiana, Oregon, Oklahoma, Texas, and Alabama, Mizzou.
Right. He fixed. I got to get a new.
And you could argue Illinois, Ohio State, which we haven't touched either. So.
All right. This game opened 9.5, down to 7.5. So down to 7 actually. I laid off it. Did I bet this game? I did bet this game. All right, I'll give you that one too. I bet Indiana plus 7.5 minus 15. I was going to wait, but the difference between 9.5 and 7.5, it's only worth about 12 cents. It's not a big deal. This number's since gone down to 7 at Pinnacle, 7 at 411, 7 minus 20 at Circa. The number's 7.5. Guys spotted it. I wasn't the only one, and they knocked it down. So now you got 2 games. Wake Forest, Oregon State opened 2 and 51.5. Currently at 2.5, 51.5. The move on the total is nothing for me. The side, Wake Forest. I don't like this Oregon State team. I don't like either one of these teams, to be honest with you. That's a pass for me. I really don't.
Yeah.
Texas, Oklahoma, this is a good game. This is a real game. The number right now, this is the perfect game to watch live. So it opened 3, Texas, down to 1 and 1.5. So the value was seen as +3 on Oklahoma, and rightfully so. I'm going to wait live. If Texas scores first, this will go back to 3, maybe 3.5. That's where I want to be, +3.5 the other way. I'll take Oklahoma +3.5. Should it get there? We'll see. Now we're coming down to home stretch here. Air Force and
yes,
UNLV.
We are.
Yeah. Okay, UNLV open 7. It's 7. There's a few 6.5s popping up. I could see that. Air Force +7. Not crazy about either one of these teams. UNLV was supposed to be far better. They were talking about UNLV as a playoff team this year.
You remember, like the week 0, or maybe it was week 1. We talked about it for a bit, and we posted a video. Does UNLV stink? ?
Well, didn't they open? They opened against. Did they open Sam Houston?
No.
It was a bad team. They opened up against a bad team and almost got beat.
It was Idaho State. Okay. So it was Idaho State. They won 38-31. And then they went to Sam Houston and won 38-21.
Yeah.
Then they beat UCLA. They beat Miami of Ohio. I mean, their record's good, but I'm not really sure how they got there.
No, I'm not nearly sold on that team. I don't like the way they.
If you looked at it, they're 5-0. If you looked at it at the beginning of the season, you're like, yeah, they should win Idaho State, right? Obviously, they should win Sam Houston. The UCLA looked like it was probably a pretty good win, but UCLA's awful. So
they're no good. They played well last week. I mean,
and they got
Air Force well, or Penn State played really poorly. I didn't see the game.
I didn't watch it either. But so UNLV for a moment. UNLV goes. They're playing Air Force this week. They go to Boise State next week. That will be a telling game.
That's a big game for them, for sure, for both sides. More so UNLV. Hawaii, Utah State. Hawaii opened 2.5. Lines flipped. Utah State -1.5. I want to look at. Let me pull up the injuries on this, because for that line to flip, I like the Hawaii quarterback. I've seen him play, and I like him a lot. All right, let's see. That's not what I'm looking for. All right, let's try that. So Mike Alhado is the quarterback. Is this current? He had an ankle injury early on against Arizona, but this isn't giving me. Here it is. That's what I'm looking for. I got a lot of questionable players. I just want to make sure the dates. These are from October 8th. This is last few days ago.
Was it one day ago?
One day, yeah, the 8th. What do you want me to know the days too, Joe? I'm looking at the dates. I'm looking at what day it is.
1 day ago.
I got news for you. If there weren't sports that I could relate to, I wouldn't know what day it was. Really wouldn't. So the two receivers they have undisclosed questionable. We'll see that's going to have to be updated one way or another shortly. But the QB is in, but who's he going to throw the ball to? The two starting wide receivers are questionable. If one of them doesn't go, leaves a big hole in the offense. They don't have a running game. Too many injuries.
Yeah, it's tough.
Just too many injuries. That's why the line flipped, by the way. I'm going to assume that these wide receivers aren't going to play. Just judging by the line move, I'd stay away from that game. I don't like Utah State. I wouldn't bet anything on them. All right. San Jose State open 1 up to 2.5 versus Wyoming. Total 49.5. This is all under money. Public, I wouldn't touch that right now. That's a wait and see. Public's on San Jose State.
So am I.
That's all right. Hey, the public wins once in a while. They just don't win long term. That's all. Purdue, Minnesota. Minnesota 7.5. Still 7.5. Hasn't moved an inch. Open 51.5. Hold on one second. Yeah, 7.5. Steady at 7.5. 51.5. Total there's a couple 52s. Nothing there for me. No, that's a lever. It's a good game. Auburn and Georgia. Georgia 3.5. Hasn't moved. Total 46.5. Hasn't moved at all. This is a 50-50 game. Flip a coin. Gun to my head, I'll take the plus 3.5. But this would be a good game to watch, more so than anything else. Not really a great game to bet on. Good game to watch. So I'll be watching that game. Nevada, San Diego State. San Diego State open 7.5. 6.5, I'm sorry, up to 7.5. Nevada, 6.5 to 7.5 the total. 42.5, steady. A couple 42s popping up. There's nothing here to this game. The public's on San Diego State. So we'll see. That's a late game. That's the last game on the slate. That's a wait and see. We'll cross that bridge later on Saturday evening. That's the card, guys.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm looking at. That's what I did.
By the way, in regards to Saturday,
yeah,
I am thinking if I do the math, I'll be good to go by 4.
Oh, that's good. That's earlier than we usually get started. Yeah.
Last week, I think we did. Actually, we didn't last week.
We didn't last week. Yeah.
Yeah, we had things, family obligations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so 4 o'clock's good. Could do that. Oh, you know what I never did?
No.
Well, let there be light.
That was much better. I was going to say, but you looked all right.
Then, it wasn't too bad for a minute. Then it started getting a I said, boy, it's getting dark in here, isn't it? Yeah, it's because I had the light shining on my desk instead of on me. Anyway, all right, so you got tonight's game, Giants plus 7.5. I gave you the East Carolina game. I gave you,
Hey, Tony, you know what? Do me a favor.
yeah,
Would you do? Let's just do that East Carolina game one more time.
yeah, okay. Okay, East Carolina. I looked at the full game at 6.5. I'm not taking 6.5. I need 7 or better. So what I did, I bet the first half at a price. I bet the first half, East Carolina plus 3.5 minus $1. Where's my sheet? $1.08 average. I bet it a few places. Some minus $1.06, some minus $1.10, some minus $1.08. So it averaged out to minus 108. And at 108, at minus 108, if you hit 52.3%, you're a winning better. At minus $1.20 on the plus 3.5. I'm sorry. Hold on, let me see. Okay, yeah. So plus 3.5 minus $1.08. The other game I gave you the example of is Georgia Southern.
Right.
Plus 3 minus 0.5. The plus 3.5 was minus $1.20, which adds 2% more to your break-even percentage. That's a big number at the end of the year.
It adds up a lot.
Oh God, yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's something people should do. You'd think. Like, how many people are really doing some bookkeeping and seeing like, geez, what did I give away? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the year, like look back, kind of get an idea. I mean, I think a lot of people aren't. People are looking at this, probably are to some degree,
Mhm.
price sensitivity and so
Yeah.
forth, and then kind of figuring that out. But you could have a really good percentage of wins, but when you're overpaying, your bottom line's getting slashed.
Yeah. I know, and you guys are probably tired of hearing it. That's all that matters in this business is price and probability. That's what it's really all about. It's not about who this guy likes. It's not about what they talk about, those talking heads on ESPN that know nothing about betting. It's not about what the touts talk about because they don't know anything about price anyway. This is what gets you paid, and this is what'll get you paid long term. It never fails over time because math is undefeated. Always. It's always undefeated over time. You're not going to win every week. It doesn't matter. You don't have to. But over time, if you get the best number at a solid price, even more importantly, you'll make money for sure. That's what it's all about. You know, I know guys are going, you don't know what he's talking about. I've been doing this a long fucking time. Before most of these guys were born, I've been doing this. So take that for what it's worth. It works.
Yeah.
Price and probability works. That's what the books. That's how the books make money. So they do pretty well last time I checked. So, if it works for them, trust me, it'll work for you as well. That's the whole card. You got the games, a couple of the bets that I made. We'll reconvene Saturday at 4:00.
4 o'clock ish. We'll post it up with a more definitive time.
Yeah.
Come Saturday.
Yeah, and then we'll check the numbers as far as what I gave out. We'll revisit those, and we'll see what else we can grab.
Cool.
Make some money.
Sweet. All right, we're gonna wrap it up then. Russell, thanks for checking in,
Thanks, Russell.
Mr. Russell, and then yeah, we'll have some good stuff on Saturday. Post up some short videos out of this one, a couple of those plays that you gave out, and well, I want to keep an extra eye on my card this week. My little side, my side quest.
All right, go get him, buddy.
All right. All right, very well, Tone. We'll wrap it up. We got some games to watch. Hey, what about since we're here? What about Phillies Dodgers possible elimination game this evening?
I could tell you what's being bet. It's not a bet for me. The over got bet for sure. So I was thinking of betting the under. I didn't bet it.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the side, I certainly wouldn't lay $1. Would it go to 132? I would have taken the Phillies plus $1.20. If you want to look at something live, you can get plus $1.43 now. It's just price again. It's not. Get off the mindset of who you think is going to win. Forget about all of that. If you get the proper price and figure out the probability of at a plus $1.40, what you'll need to hit over the course of the season. Don't look at one game. Everybody wants to win one game. One game is meaningless. It's completely meaningless. One game is not going to make you money. It's going to make you money on one game. You want longevity in this business. And to have any longevity, you have to be price sensitive, and you cannot lay $1.70, $1.50, especially in these one-off games. Will the Dodgers win? I don't know. Maybe they will, but I'm not laying $1.70 to find out. As a matter of fact, I'll bet the Phillies right now at plus $1.40. If they win, they win. If they lose, they lose. But you know what? If they lose, it's only going to cost me $1. If I bet the Dodgers and they lose, it's going to cost me $1.60. Now I need 2 games to break even. If you need 2 games to break even for every one you lose, you're in big trouble.
Sure thing.
Remember that.
It's just math.
That's all it is. Not all it is. You got to know what you're doing, but focus more on price and probability and stop worrying about who's going to win the game.
Sage advice, Uncle Tony.
I try.
You're doing well. All right, we're wrapping it up. Ending of the live stream. We'll see you back. Like, follow, share, all that sort of stuff. That helps us out. We'd appreciate it. Hit the thing when we post it up. It goes to a recording, then you can retweet it to one of your friends. Mm-hmm. Or re-exit. Is it still a retweet? It's got to be, right? Because re-ex doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it is.
Re-ex doesn't sound right.
Let's keep it simple.
I agree. All right, my man.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Joe.
Peace out, buddy.